Lagos mainland, a place where the loudest noise isn't the generators, it's the people. Everyone here knows somebody's story, but not the truth behind it. This woman Adaobi believed she was living the life she prayed for, a loving husband, a child on the way, a future she thought she could finally relax into. One rainy afternoon, he humiliated her so deeply that people on the mainland still talk about it today. Adaobi arrives carrying a tray of peppered rice, smiling. Excited. Pregnant glow. Kunle, her husband, stands on a plastic chair holding a microphone. Kunle taps the mic loudly. Excuse me everyone. Before we continue, I want to say something. Adaobi smiles shyly, expecting something sweet. I know everybody has been congratulating me, but let me clear the air. I'm not even sure I'm the father of this pregnancy. The crowd gasps, a spoon drops, music stops. Adaobi freezes, her hands shake, the tray falls. Kunle points at her stomach. Until we do DNA, nobody should call me father. I nonde claim wetin no be mine. The crowd starts whispering. Adaobi stumbles back, shocked. Tears form. She runs out of the compound. Adaobi enters their small apartment in Oshodi. Rain, heavily. She sits on the bed, crying silently. The door opens. Kunle enters, smelling of alcohol. He laughs, throws his phone on the bed. Adaobi looks at him, broken but quiet. She slowly stands and begins packing her clothes. Kunle scoffs. He walks out again. Adaobi knocks on her mother's door in Agege. Mama Ada opens. Adaobi bursts into tears. Mama Ada holds her tightly. My daughter, come inside. No man has the right to break you like this. Ada rests her head on her mother's chest. Adaobi sits on the floor of her mother's spare room, unpacking her small bag, and takes out her shoes. Her antenatal card, a stack of papers that fell at the bottom of her bag. She frowns. They look unfamiliar. She picks up one. Her breath stops. 38,000 naira. Executive room. Temi Adarogba. Kunle's signature at the bottom. Adaobi flips another paper. A pregnancy test invoice. In Temi's name. Paid with their joint account. Ada's hands tremble. One more paper falls out. A receipt for baby clothes, blue shirts, tiny socks, all purchased 6 weeks ago. So, this is why. The next day, Adaobi calls Tayo, her childhood friend, now a cybersecurity analyst in Yaba. Ada, tell me everything he said. She slides the documents to him. He scans through. His expression changes slowly, carefully. Tayo said, Ada, this isn't normal cheating. These account, these receipt, these shell companies, I think your husband is involved in something criminal. Adaobi's mouth drops open. Ada, listen, I know this is painful. But this receipt, look at the company name. Oxylite Global Services. There is no such company in CAC records. It's fake. Adaobi exhales hard. Kunle says to Temi, his side chick. Adaobi doesn't know her father's inheritance is worth millions. Adaobi phone vibrates. She is debited 6,802,000 naira transferred to Oxylite Global Services. She bursts into tears. Tayo sits at his laptop typing fast. He confirms Kunle stole Ada's money, but that's not the worst part. Tayo says, your husband is laundering money for someone very dangerous. Adaobi's lips trembles. Kunle stands before Mr. Durojaye, who is smoking a cigar. Where is your wife? Mr. Durojaye asks. Sir, she left. But I'm handling it. You better handle it. Fast. Kunle nods nervously. The next morning, Adaobi receives a mysterious call. A soft female voice whispers, if you want to know the truth about your husband, come to 11B Wesley Street, Yaba, tomorrow morning. Adaobi freezes because this is either a trap or the key to everything. Adaobi rushes into a small cafe. Temi is waiting, disguised with sunglasses. Adaobi sits down angrily. Temi removes her shades and says Kunle is not who you think he is. She hands Adaobi a flash drive and says, watch it. And be careful. He is more dangerous than you know. Adaobi heads home immediately and informs Tayo. Tayo opens the flash drive and clicks aggressively. Video files, audio recordings, screenshots of chats. A video pops up. Kunle and Mr. Durojaye talking secretly. Adaobi's heart stops. Another file shows Kunle buying pills online, meant to cause miscarriages. Adaobi collapses into a chair and cries uncontrollably. Tayo pulls up a document. Ada, your father left you shares worth over 280 million naira. Kunle knew. He married you for it. Adaobi covers her mouth in shock. Adaobi stands up slowly, wipes her tears, straightens her shoulders and says, Tayo, we are taking him down. This is far from over. That night, Adaobi returned to her mother's house. Rain soaked her clothes. Her heart felt heavier than the sky above her. She didn't speak. She didn't cry. She simply walked into her small room and sat down. Broken. Hours passed. Then, a soft knock. Her mother entered, holding an old, wrinkled envelope as if it were something fragile. Ada, this came for you, 3 months ago. I didn't want to bother you. I thought it was nothing. Adaobi frowned. 3 months ago was exactly when her husband began acting strangely. She opened it. A single sentence stared back at her. Ask him why he's hiding the money. Adaobi felt the ground shift beneath her. What money? Why hide it? Why was someone warning her? She looked up, voice barely above a whisper. Mummy. Something is terribly wrong. The next morning, Adaobi returned to the house she once shared with her husband. Horns blaring, generators humming, stray dogs barking in the distance. But something felt off. Across the street, a dark blue Volkswagen Passat sat idling, windows tinted, engine humming, unmoving. Adaobi locked eyes with the shadow behind the glass. The blue Volkswagen began to roll forward, slow, too slow. She hurried into the compound. Inside the bedroom, she began packing her belongings. But then she noticed it. Her husband's wardrobe. Empty. Too empty. Half his clothes gone. His travel bag missing. Important documents removed. He was planning something. Or running from something. She found an ATM receipt. Balance. 18,000 naira. Impossible. He once bragged about dollar income. Where did everything go? She stepped back outside. The blue Volkswagen was gone, but at the gate, lying on the ground, a broken SIM card, split clean in half. Someone was sending a message. Adaobi wasn't sure where to go next, so she went to the one man her husband always feared. Uncle Festus. Not a real uncle, but a powerful figure her husband avoided like a plague. He lived in a heavily fenced house near Yaba. 2 dogs patrolling the compound. 2 men guarding the gate. When Adaobi arrived, the guards hesitated, but the moment she mentioned her husband's name, their expressions changed, as if they'd been expecting her. They let her in. Inside, Uncle Festus sat behind a table counting money. Not naira, dollars. He didn't look surprised to see her. Festus, cold, calm. So, he finally ran. Adaobi's breath caught. Please, sir, I don't understand. What did he do? Festus leaned back. Your husband owed me 28 million naira, and he promised he'd pay after he received the dollars he was keeping for someone. Adaobi froze. Dollars? What dollars? Festus smirked. You really think he told you everything? Adaobi. He was working with people far beyond me, and he stole from them. Adaobi felt dizzy. Festus continued. He disappeared 2 nights ago. But before he ran, he left something with you. Adaobi's eyes widened. Left what? Festus looked straight into her soul. That flash drive you carry around. It's worth more than your life. More than all our lives. Adaobi stepped backward. What's inside it? Festus stood, voice low and sharp. Evidence, names, transactions, things that could destroy very powerful people. Adaobi's heart pounded. Why would he give it to me? Festus stared at her. Festus. Because you were the only one he trusted, and the only person they won't expect to hold it. Then he leaned closer. But make no mistake, they are coming for you. Adaobi's stomach dropped. She wasn't just a betrayed wife anymore. She was a target, a big one. Adaobi fled Uncle Festus's house, holding her handbag close. Inside it, the flash drive felt like a ticking bomb. She went straight to her friend Kioma's small shop in Surulere, the only place she thought she'd be safe. But even there, something was wrong. Kioma kept glancing at her phone. She seemed nervous, uneasy. Adaobi. Kioma, are you okay? Kioma swallowed hard. Kioma. Ada, you need to leave immediately. Adaobi frowned. Why? What happened? Kioma moved closer, whispering. Some men came here this morning. They were looking for you. They showed me your picture. Adaobi felt her blood turn cold. And Ada, they said if I see you I should call this number, Kioma said. She handed Adaobi a card. A simple card. Black. No name. Only a phone number. And on the back a strange, unfamiliar symbol. A symbol Adaobi had never seen before. And in that moment, she realized her husband hadn't just stolen money. He had stolen from an organization, one powerful enough to track people, silence people, erase people, and now they wanted her. Adaobi stepped into the street, blending into the moving crowd. Okadas zoomed past, traders argued, a conductor yelled at passengers. Life went on, even though Adaobi's world was collapsing. She clutched her handbag tightly, because inside it was the flash drive that could destroy lives. She didn't know where to go. She couldn't go home. She couldn't go to the police, not when powerful people were involved, so she went to the only place she thought no one would expect, the public library in Yaba. Quiet, hidden, forgettable. She sat at a computer, inserted the flash drive. And what she saw wasn't just shocking, it was terrifying. Files, dozens of them, names of politicians, transactions in dollars, evidence of fraud, trafficking, illegal deals, things that could bring down entire networks. But one folder was different. It was locked, encrypted, the name of the folder, a DAOBI. Her hands trembled. She clicked it. A password prompt appeared. Underneath it, a message written by her husband. Adaobi, if you're seeing this, I didn't leave you. I was forced to run. Please don't trust anyone, not even the people closest to you. Suddenly, a hand touched her shoulder. Adaobi jumped. It was a librarian. Madam, your phone is ringing. Adaobi's heart pounded as she picked up the phone. Unknown number. She answered. Mrs. Adaobi, we've been looking for you. Adaobi froze. Don't bother running. You have something that belongs to us. Adaobi's voice cracked. What? What do you want from me? A long silence. Then the man said, We want the truth returned to its rightful owners. And Adaobi. He paused. We know where you are. The line went dead. Adaobi's blood ran cold. She turned slowly toward the library entrance. 2 men had walked in, both dressed in black, both scanning the room. Adaobi removed the flash drive, slipped it into her bra, and quietly stood up. The men began walking toward her aisle. Adaobi held her breath. Then, an alarm blared. A fire signal. People rushed. Books fell. Lights flickered. And in the confusion, someone grabbed Adaobi's wrist and pulled her through a back door. A man, tall, hooded. Adaobi, panicked. Who are you? Let me go. The man whispered, Ada, you don't recognize me? He pulled down the hood. Adaobi gasped. Her knees weakened. It was her husband, alive, dirty, bearded, eyes filled with fear. Adaobi, if they catch us, we're both dead. They ran through the alley behind the library until they reached an abandoned house behind Tejuosho Market. Inside, Adaobi's husband collapsed on the floor, exhausted. Adaobi stepped back, trembling. You lied to me, Adaobi said. You humiliated me. And now you're dragging me into this. Her husband looked up, eyes red. Ada, I didn't humiliate you. It wasn't part of the plan. They made me do it. Adaobi frowned, confused. What plan? Kunle, you are supposed to be my husband and protector. He swallowed. Husband. Ada, the organization, they wanted leverage over me. They said if I made you look worthless, desperate, alone, and a cheat, no one would listen to you if you ever found the flash drive. Adaobi staggered backward. His humiliation of her was strategic, planned, performed. Adaobi, voice breaking. You did all that to protect me. He wiped his eyes. Not just protect you, hide you. Adeobi's heart twisted. Why give me the flash drive then? Why not run with it? Her husband hesitated, his voice soft, broken. Because they were going to kill me that night. I needed someone who could disappear, someone no one would suspect, someone strong. Adeobi looked away, tears streaming. Suddenly, the door behind them creaked. They both froze. Slow footsteps approached. A shadow fell across the floor. Adeobi turned slowly, and what she saw made her blood turn to ice. It was her mother, standing in the doorway, expression empty, cold, unreadable. Adeobi, give me the flash drive. Adeobi's eyes widened in horror. Adeobi, Mummy, how did you find us? Her mother stepped inside, closing the door gently. My daughter. I never told you everything about our family. Adeobi felt her hands shake. Mummy, what are you talking about? Her mother's expression didn't change. I'm talking about the organization, the one your husband stole from, the one now looking for you. Adeobi staggered backward. No, this couldn't be real. Her mother continued calmly. Mother, I've been part of them for 27 years. Adeobi's scream caught in her throat. Her husband whispered, Ada, give it to her and run, Kunle said. Her mother raised her hand. Don't listen to him. Give me the flash drive. Adeobi's heart raced. Her mother, the one who raised her, fed her, loved her, was part of them. Adeobi, voice shaking. Mummy, why didn't you ever tell me? Her mother smiled faintly. Not with love, but with something darker. Because, my daughter, you were never meant to know the truth. A long pause. Her mother extended her hand. Mother, so, where is it? Watch out for part 2. Drop it in the comments what you think would happen next. See you tomorrow and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.